An experience doesn't necessarily mean that you plan for something great to happen. In fact, have you ever thought about a time where you didn't want to do something, yet you ended up enjoying it? Sometimes the things you would think you hate the most can be the best experiences in your life, which leads me to discuss how becoming a police explorer filled my life with significance and influence. My mother pushed me into doing something I didn't want to do. However, I learned now that you should always be open-minded and trying new things. You never know how something can change your life unless you experience it, whether it being a good experience or a bad one. It is still something you can learn from. Thankfully, the experience of being in a Police Explorer program was one of the best experiences in my life. Having said that, today I will be expressing how the Police Explorer program transcended an experience for me that has presented me with empowerment, integrity, and responsibility. Being a female and having been one of the strongest competitors in the Police Explorer program gave me a sense of empowerment. To start off with, the program started off with 160 applicants. Out of those 160, 50 made it into the actual program, and only 20 graduated. Out of the 160, 40 were women, and 3 only made it into the actual program. I was appointed platoon captain, which was the highest rank in the program, the first week and maintained my status until we graduated. I also received the Best GPA Award and the Top Fitness Award. Keeping these points in mind, I will discuss what I went through in order to be given these achievements. Having to be the leader was not easy, but enabled me to consume such a great integrity. For those who don't know what integrity is, it's another word for honesty. Since I had so much power, I had the chance to get away with many things. However, I did not let that get to my head because I wanted to be a true leader. I remember once an officer put me in the worst situation ever. I was the first one done with a 6-mile run, and I remember he came up to me and said, "So you think you feel good about yourself because you finished first? Look back and see how many people are struggling with their first lap. Do you think you're being a real leader? Think about it, Serrano." At that point, I was mad, and I thought I was doing the right thing by being the first. However, I did feel horrible about myself, so I ended up going back and helping the slowest runner finish his miles. It was exhausting, but I knew it was the right thing to do. Furthermore, thinking back, I realized how being in the position I was has led me to become the responsible person I am today. Responsibility is something I wasn't given, but something I learned how to be. I had to walk myself to the academy and be there by 6 o'clock a.m., which meant that I had to wake up even earlier to be there before everyone. I had to make sure my uniform was always ironed, clean, and my hair was nicely in a bun. I had to make sure everyone was dressed appropriately, had their lunch, and had their gym clothes and shoes. I also had to create meetings outside of the program to ensure everyone was going to pass the test we were going to have. In conclusion, the Police Explorer program has given me an opportunity to grow not only physically but mentally as well, having to deal with so much pressure. Empowerment, integrity, and responsibility are all important qualities that I have now developed thanks to the Police Explorer program. Now let's consider the next time you are approached to try something new or that you are unfamiliar with. Keep in mind my story, and you never know what good something can bring you unless you give it a try.